I think I speak for everyone when I say that all of our hearts broke at this exact moment here. Now, I'll get into the context of Miguel's full arc in Season 4. I've touched upon it before, but I really feel like this video could give you a good idea of where I'm going to go with things. And it's the breaking of a champion. Now, this started way back in Season 3. I've done numerous videos on those episodes and those little story beats that were created along the way in Season 3. And one thing that I said was that Miguel had the champion rising again arc. Now, I did kind of say that Cobra Kai was going to come away from the tournament with a win, regardless if that was Robbie or whoever. But I did feel like Miguel was in line to be the evolution of this show, that you are not defined by a trophy and you can be even more than just a piece of silverware. And that comes full circle at the All Valley when you see that his heart is no longer in it and his heart no longer really cares if he's there or not. And I think it really kicked off with this moment here where we lead up to this scene. And in the build up to this, we've had Johnny get an arse beating from Silver after Johnny goes to defend his son and Shannon from Silver's clutches. You know, doing the one thing that he's failed his whole life to do, which is, you know, being a father to Robbie. But at the same time this season, now that he's put Robbie a bit more in the focus, Miguel's now kind of taken a back seat to that, where, you know, Miguel has been spending more time with Daniel as the season has progressed, and it's almost sort of pushed Johnny into a state of not really knowing how to balance the two things of either whether it be Miguel or Robbie, or this rivalry between him and his former sensei, and now Silver's back in the fold, putting aside his history with you know, Daniel, and coming together. And it all culminates in this scene here, which I think was a long time coming, even from Season 1. But I think to see it play out and to see it happen was heartbreaking. I mean, we all knew this day was coming, where eventually, sooner or later, you know, you're going to, by birthright, you're going to choose your blood over anything else. And I think it's just in this moment that Johnny realizes the extent he's failed with Robbie, but he doesn't realize how much he's now pushing Miguel away. And I think, you know, as I've said before in countless videos, the moment when Johnny has both of his sons side by side in Season 5, that is Miguel Diaz and Robbie Lawrence, side by side, is going to be a heartwarming moment when Johnny has finally found the balance of everything. And I think that's key to him learning Miyagi-Do this season, because, you know, Johnny does need balance of that. He's really struggled. You can go back and rewatch the whole show. Since Season 1, he's been struggling. Every time he shows up for Robbie, Miguel suffers. Every time he shows up for Miguel, Robbie suffers. He's never been able to find the balance of both. But I think, to this scene's credit, the acting between Sholo and William in this scene was absolutely Emmy Award winning. It was powerful. The minute Johnny says and delivers the line, "I love you too, Robbie," after Miguel says "I love you," like, it's a tender moment. It's like, oh my god, this is awesome. This is an evolution for these two characters that we've watched grow from the beginning of this show. You know, as much as Robbie is Johnny's son, Miguel is the one who got him back into that karate spirit. He reignited the fire within Johnny, you know, and he reinvigorated not just the interest in karate, but teaching it to a whole new generation. He inspired him to go again, and Miguel was Johnny's second chance. And it's all come full circle in this scene when Miguel says "I love you," and then Johnny says "I love you too, Robbie," and just the look on Miguel's face, you feel the weight of everything just collapse down on him, especially in the scene that just took place before this, when they were at the prom, at Stingray's house. And then Robbie says, "You think my dad cares about you? He's just trying to make himself better for screwing up with me." Now, there is an element of truth to that Johnny has always seen Miguel as a second chance, and that, you know, that has now come full circle now that he sees Miguel as his second chance, you know, to be a father. But I think the heartbreaking thing for Johnny in this scene, although he's drunk and just had a bit of a beating, there is an element of the opposite side of the fence where he does want to be a father to Miguel. He even mentioned it to the scene that they both had when they were in the warehouse together, in one of them heartfelt scenes that, you know, these two have across the show, where it's just a moment between father and son. And yes, I know that Miguel's going to look for his father, but as I've said in many videos, I would be very, very content if Miguel never finds his father. I would be very content, not only because many people can relate to not finding their dad, but because it's not... This is what this scene sets up. It sets up that it's not about whose blood you carry. It's about who you care about and who cares about you. And it doesn't matter who Miguel's father is. It doesn't matter if Miguel finds his father or not, because his real father is with him this whole time, and his real father is coming to get him. It's not about whose blood you carry. It's much more significant than that. And Robbie is now on that path to redemption, where he's now going to want to make up for everything he's done wrong. And don't get me wrong, he has to atone for a lot. You know, let's not forget the Season 2 school fight of him nearly killing someone. So it makes sense that with the quote-unquote leaked stuff that we've seen, I won't mention, but we all know, if you know, you know, where certain things happen, it just encapsulates everything I've been talking about since I started talking Cobra Kai videos. Is just the element of, you know, everyone thinks that it's a love triangle between Sam and Robbie and Tori and Miguel, and that's, you know, and on all these other relationships, but it's not. It's the backbone of this show is Miguel, Robbie, and Johnny. It's that dynamic between them three, because this is quote unquote Johnny's redemption story. This is, you know, the story of him. And one thing the show does so well is it balances Daniel's story with his own, and it runs them in tandem. But Johnny's focus now is going to be on bringing his kids home. This is why I think, as much as Eagle Fang is great, I don't really see a need for it anymore, because, you know, once Johnny brings, you know, Robbie Miguel back to the valley in Season 5, I say they should all just go under one roof. Miyagi-Do, bring it full circle. Come back to basics. Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai. Let's go back to legacy formula. Let's go back to the old ways, where it was one dojo versus one dojo. We put all the kids that we care about and that we've seen grow since Season 1 into the same dojo. Robbie goes back home. Miguel's just started his Miyagi-Do journey. Johnny could really benefit from it. Chosen's now in the mix. There's so many great moments that are now possible because of moments like these. And make no mistake, Miguel is the champion of this show. And 100%, the New Age Karate Kid is going to get a major win by the end of this show. Now, whether that comes in the form of a trophy or what have you, you know, we have yet to, it remains to be seen. But I wouldn't put it past this show giving Miguel a trophy down the line, because he is the New Age Karate Kid, and he deserves it. After everything that he had to go through at the end of Season 2, you know, into Season 3, learning to walk again, trying to get out of the bed. And now he's in this moment here, where in Season 4, it's really tested his spirit. Season 3 broke him physically, and Season 4 has really tested him spiritually, emotionally. It's broke him to his core. You know, dare I say it, he has that same kind of arc that Peter had in Spider-Man 2, where he just couldn't catch a break. Every single step of the way, something new was happening that would push him to the limit, or test his character. And that is a detriment to Miguel and who he is. He's not defined by a trophy. He's not silverware. And yes, he's El Serpiente, but much better than that, he's Miguel Diaz. And that's what this show is about. It's about evolving beyond, you know, minor things like a tournament win or a trophy. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. And I think learning from Daniel has also benefited Miguel in so many ways. But seeing everything come full circle with these two in this scene was heartbreaking to watch. And, you know, as great as it is that Johnny finally recognizes that his blood son needs him too, it came at the expense of Miguel. And I think that's the moment where Miguel really needed him the most, especially when he walked up to the door and he said, you know, I need to talk to you about something. I've had a bit of a rough night. And Johnny was completely out on a bender. And despite everything that was going on with Miguel, Miguel still helped him to the bed and said, look, we'll talk in the morning. You know, it's okay. If that isn't the mark of a true champion, then I don't know what is. That putting someone else's needs before your own, no matter how much you're feeling in pain or how much you're hurting, it's just a testament to Miguel. This is why we all love him. So guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. I've got more videos like this lined up, and you know, I've been waiting a while to sort of talk about this one because I wanted to let the dust settle. I wanted to watch Season 4 just a couple more times, just to sort of really cement this idea into my head, and then sort of have a way I could articulately express all these little, you know, and I know it's become a meme now, but I say this in context, you know, the nuances of the journey and the characters and where they're going and what's being set up and what's being paid off. And all roads were leading to this, you know, this was always going to happen. I know people may not want to hear it, but this moment was always going to happen one way or the other. Miguel was a rebound on Johnny's failure for Robbie. And, you know, it's not that Johnny doesn't care about Miguel, he does. And I think this is what everyone gets caught up on, is who does he care more for? It's not about that at all. It's he cares for both of them, and it's time to bring both of them home. And now he needs to prove himself to Miguel now more than ever, because he's pushed him away. He's inevitably caused the thing that he set out to prevent. You know, there's so many characters across all of pop culture that, you know, Tony Stark, Anakin Skywalker, all these characters that, in an effort to prevent the things that they fear from happening, they end up creating them in the first place. And it's heartbreaking to watch. But guys and girls, I'll see you in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of this scene. You know, major credit to Sholo and William in this scene. Absolutely fantastic. And the moment that Johnny and Miguel reunite in Season 5, it's going to be a heartwarming moment. It will be on the same kind of level as Johnny and Robbie at the end of this season. It'll be a heartbreaking thing, but it'll be bittersweet. And it'll be like, yes, Miguel is now home with his real family. And that's going to make for an interesting dynamic with the whole stepbrother thing going on between Robbie and Miguel now. That's going to be an interesting thing going forward. But guys and girls, I'll see you in the comment section down below, and raise a toast in the comment section to El Serpiente.